Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So from here onwards, we'll try to carry out the steel estimation, which we call it as a bar bending schedule, which is called as BBS, which is called as, I'll write it here. If you don't know, it's called as bar bending schedule. Okay, or schedule, one and the same. It's called as BBS. Okay, fine. So again, for that, we have the format. We need to understand the format. Like for quantity estimation, we had done the format, right? In the same way, I'll teach you how Excel sheet has to be done and we'll follow the same thing. Yeah. So how do you prepare such things? You know already, but still, let us start it from the scratch. Okay, done. So what I can do, I'll just go here. I'll write project. Okay, it will take some time because some may understand, some may not understand. So I'll do everything in front of you. Project, client. Okay, like you did previously, the same thing. And then you also prepare the Excel sheet. Anyhow, you need to prepare. I won't be sharing any of the Excel sheet. Consultant. Okay. And then last is a type of structure. So type of structure or type of element is good. Type of element you do instead of structure, right? Element. Okay. So structure doesn't make any sense, right? Type of elements. So elements can be a footing, column, all those things. Okay. Fine. So that means it's done. So here also I'll make it as type of element. Like if it is footing, whatever it may be. Element. Yeah. Fine. After that, I'll copy the same thing. You have to write. I'll tell you what has to be written. It will be a time consuming for me. So, okay. So what I've done, I've written the project is G plus 2 story residential project. Client was Nayak Bungalow at Bangalore. Consultant is Kamath Construction. Type of element is footing. Okay. I'll take out the color for timing. Later we can give the color and all. Okay. And also the border not required. No borders. Yeah. Done up to here. After that, I want to write this drawing number BBS revision. Okay. There in estimation also you could have done the same thing, drawing number, and you could have written uh, revision also, but not required. Here we'll do that. You can take anything from here. I'll do somewhere here. I'll write BBS revision. Okay. Revision in the sense sometimes your drawing keeps on changing. In that case, your BBS also will change, isn't it? So BBS revision I'll write, and over that I can write drawing number. Okay. So drawing number, like here in the AutoCAD, I've shown you one drawing, but when you release the drawing, each of this will be a separate drawing. Let us say your architectural plan is drawing number 1. This will be your drawing number 2. That is your footing foundation layout. Then after that, your column will be drawing number 3. Okay. So that is why in AutoCAD you see separately we have done all these things. Then this will be your drawing number 4, maybe the staircase detailing part. Then ground floor layout will be drawing number 5 and so on. Okay. And that is the reason I've written it here. Drawing number and BBS revision. After that, what we have? Yeah, grade of concrete, grade of steel, lap length, development length is very important for us in BBS. So I'll write it somewhere here. Okay, I'll write grade of concrete. Okay. Then I require grade of steel. Okay. Grade of. So I hope the basic BBS part you people are knowing, because if you've taken a lot of my courses like construction methodology and all, there I've explained you all these things. And then comes the development length. Okay. Development length. I'll explain you all these things in the later part whenever we need to understand it. Okay. Yeah. But anyhow, in the basic part, I've explained everything. So grade of concrete, I think in most of the cases we had taken M20 only. I'll go with M20. So grade of steel, usually in the RCC, minimum we go with FE 500. So I'm considering FE 500 here. Okay. Lap length and development length, we can take it from the structural drawing later. The last part is the concrete cover, rebar length, total steel quantity in footing. Okay, what is that? Concrete cover. I can write it somewhere here, right? Concrete cover, then concrete spelling, then rebar length, and then total. Yeah, total steel, or you can write rebar also. Total rebar in footing. Okay, so total rebar in footing. or rebar quantity in footing, one and the same. You can write your total rebar quantity. Okay, done. Everything we have done. Now we need to make it beautiful. So how do you make it beautiful? Just select everything. First, we'll give them a good font. So I usually go with this. You can take anything also. Anything else. Okay, this also looks good. This also looks good. This also looks good. Okay, I'll go with this. Fine. So one thing we have decorated. Second thing, what decoration we can do is I'll select everything. I'll go with a bold one. We can make it bold. Okay, that's the second. Then you come here and give all borders. What you have to do? Select everything, go for all borders. So everywhere the border will come. Now, wherever it's not required, we'll merge it. For example, here I haven't written anything, no? So what I can do, I'll just take down this part. Okay, this part is anything not anyhow not required. I'll select everything in the bottom. I'll say merge at center. So it becomes a plane now. So this much part is of no use to us. This much part, again merge at center. Okay. Then again, this anyhow you are going to write revision number and this you will be writing. So we'll make it as one single unit. Okay. Merge at center. So one mistake what we did is, okay, not a mistake. It's okay. Again, you just drag it so that it looks good. Yeah. So concrete cover M20. Okay. Fine. If you want, you can, merge this and say merge at center so that it will come in one single line. Even for the lap length and development length, you select it, merge at center. Okay. Then again, this part is not required. Just merge at center. Okay. I think most of the things we have made it look good now. So development length, this quantity is not required. Make it merge it. Okay. Done. So once these things are done, everything looks good. Not an issue. See, grade of concrete looks good. Grade of steel, lap length will be writing here. Development length. This also you merge it. Yeah. One thing I think this we made a mistake here. No. See, total rebar quantity. What I can do is I'll not merge it. See, when once you have merged it, if you want to get it back, just select on that and go back to this. Okay, go back to this. Okay, I think merge center. Yeah. Okay, I think then how do you get it back? I think I need to put the this thing again, and then I think wait. I'll just take it out. I'll say Control X, so it will cut everything not required. Let me write it here. Control V, and this part is only up to here. Okay, I'll say all border. Okay, and let me write it here. Total rebar quantity in footing. Control C, and I'll write it here. Control V. Okay, then I can just say merge at center. Yeah, now it looks good. And now see, now it's not looking good. It's not visible. We know what is the this thing. Okay, this also you do all border. Not coming. You should come all border. So if it's not coming, you have to unmerge it. Go to this option. Yeah. Now you select this much part. Select this also. Now you merge at center. And then there's one option called as wrap text. Click on that. Done. Okay. Now it looks good, no? Yeah. So you do one more thing also. You just select this part. Put them in a single line. Let it come in one single line. Yeah. Now this is okay. This will be a concrete cover part. This will be a rebar length. And this you break it and merge it. If this much is not enough, what you can do, no? You even you can take this part also. Take this, and take this part. Fine. Okay. This will be one. This will be another. Then this guys make it another. Okay. Done. It looks good now. So just minimize your screen. Now everything looks fine. So now what you can do, you just have to, yeah. If you want, you come here, give a thick box in this way so that it looks good. That's it. Okay. Yeah. This emerged center. This also emerged center. Done. Yeah. Here one thing you require. Here one proper listing is required. This you do. And then this part you say all borders. Yeah. Now it looks good. Okay. Everything is done. This is not required. Just delete this part. And how to delete this? You have to go back and say no borders. No border, the border part will go. Okay, done. I think everything looks good. Now, if you want, give a color to this. That's it. So color, I'll go with a yellow color, or even you can go with a green color. Whatever color you want, you go with that. Yellow looks good, so you can go with a yellow color. Okay, done. So this part, yeah, merge at center. Fine. I'll just minimize a bit so that everything comes in one line. Okay. So once this is done, next what you're supposed to do? Next is I need to do this one. That is serial number, shape of bar, bar description and all. So we'll write it. Since you have to write it, I'll also write it. Okay. Write serial number. So SL number, SL. Okay. Serial number. Don't give the color, say no fill. Later we can fill that. Okay. After serial number, it is shape of bar. So write shape of bar. Okay. After that, we have bar description. So after that, yeah, we'll write bar description here only. Bar description. Okay. After that, all these things are there. I'll copy it. Okay. I'll copy it. Or anyhow, I'll write number of member, because I don't know what all challenges you may face there. Next is dia of bar. I'll write all these things, no? So again, I'll write dia of bar. So in that case, what will happen? It will come out. Then what you're supposed to do, go here, wrap text. That's it. Else, what you can do? You just have to drag it and you have to merge it. This thing. Merge at center. Now bring it to the second portion and make it dark. That's it. Okay. Dia of bar. Okay. So it is in mm. So write it in mm and close the bracket. Okay, again, then go for wrap text. It will come good. It will look in this way. Yeah, in the same way, spacing, again, write mm. So again, you merge it in this way. First you, okay, so write spacing here. This also, this, everything. So merge at center. Okay, now it looks good. Now you write all those things. Spacing, okay. So spacing, that will be in mm no again. Close the bracket. Done. So it doesn't look good no, go for the wrap text. And then you make it bold. So, and then you bring it at the center. So what you can do, you can apply this everywhere and do it. Like what I'm trying to tell is select this, say come to this point, say wrap text, say bold. Now you don't have to face any problem. Directly it will take care of it. Next is number of bars, number of bars. Okay, see everything it has taken care of. After that, cutting length, cutting length. So cutting length it should be in which one? First it will be in mm, later we'll convert that to meter. So cutting length in mm. Next is again, you copy this, control C and you control V it, but here you make it as meter, that's it. And close the bracket. Done. So then cutting length, next is total cutting length, which will come in meter. Again, we have these options, select them. Okay. So merge at center, go to this point, wrap text and say total cutting length. Who in meter? Not okay, meter. Close the bracket, enter. So again, you make it bold. Done. So meter is not shown. It should, okay. Wrap text. Okay. No problem. Now it should come. Okay. Yeah. See, otherwise you can increase the size also. No, it doesn't matter. Okay. It's not that it should come. See, in this way it will look good. Depends on you how you want to do it. Okay. Fine. Now the last part is very important. This is about the steel part. For 8 mm, what is the weight? All these things you know. How do you find that? I'll tell you later. How did this value 0.395 and all will come? Till that, you just concentrate on the other part. So you write here 8 mm bar. Okay. Then you write 10 mm bar. We have 12 mm bar. We have 16. We have 20. We have 25. We have 30, 32. Because in our building, 25 is the maximum bar what we have. So we'll go up to 32. Not an issue. Beneath that, you have to write the weight. So weight, uh, just copy from here. I'll tell you how it has come later. Okay. 0.395. 0.395. 395. And after that, it is 0.617. 0.617. After that, it is 0.888, 0.888. After that, it is 1.58. See, one thing you remember, according to IS code book, okay, according to IS code book, from 8 to 12, here 8 to 12, after the decimal point, only 3 digits you have to take: 395, 617, 0.888. From 16 diameter onwards, after the decimal point, you have to take only 2. It's written in the code book, that is in BBS code book. So that is why I'm following that. Okay. Yeah. 2.47, 3.85. And the last one is how much? 6.31. 6.31. Got it, no? So this I'll combine in this way. In this way, I'll select everything. What you're supposed to select in this way, merge at center and write total weight. So it is total weight of your bar. Okay. So what is that? What did I write there? Yeah, total weight. So make it in capital, total weight. And now you should say it is in kg. Okay, kg. And close the bracket. Done. Everything we have done now. The only thing is, again, you have to decorate. That's it. Got it? So now we'll decorate it. So how the decoration should happen? This you can make in 2 layers. Okay. Up to here we had not done, no? You can make it in 2 layers. Because up to here the 2 layers happened. So you just drag it up to this point. Okay. Got it, no? This should be in this way. And say merge at center. Not coming? No problem. So take 3. Say merge at center. Take 3. Say merge at center. Take 3. Say merge at center. Okay. Done. Now you select them. Then you give a good okay, selected, come here. Okay, we'll keep this one only. Okay, and then you select everything is bold, and then you bring them at the center. You, if you want to, yeah, align them at the center, and then go for all borders. Done. Now if you want, just adjust them. That's it. Number of members. Okay, as far as possible, try to bring it in one single. Like when I try to see my Excel sheet, it should, everything should fall in one place. Okay, I think everything is good. So now if you want to differentiate something like this weight and all, just give a different color to that, so that yeah, now it looks good. So it's understood that these are the different weight. Other than that, most of the part looks good. This, if you want, you can color it with a different color. This looks good. And this entire thing, this also you make blue only. Okay, then these are the part under that. Then if you want, you can give one this thing, select them, say one thick outside box, so it will look little good. Okay, that's it. It's enough. So once this is done, next we have to go with the shape of the bar description part, and all these things. So in the next lecture, I'll teach you how the bar bending schedule should be done. You know already, but I'll take one simple example, I explain it. And for the entire building, I'll teach you how it has to be done. Which is that building? This is a building. Okay, I'll go with this building now. For interior part, I had taken the other building so that it was easy for me. Otherwise, it was a G+2 building. My lectures would have gone for even more, it would have been more time consuming. But since we did our estimation for the this thing, which is that superstructure for this, so I have everything here, F1, F2, F3 footing. For this, I'll show you how this BBS has to be done. Okay, so in the next lecture, try to prepare this so that it looks good. In the next lecture, we'll try to take care of all those things and we'll prepare Excel sheets. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you. Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So once we have arranged all this Excel sheet, up to here we have done, right? After that, we are supposed to make an Excel sheet something like this. I'm going to teach you all these things step by step, how it has to be done. So before that, quickly, I'll explain you how the BBS has to be done for one footing. And once we understand that, only then we can prepare a Excel sheet, right? So that is the reason I'll take you to one of the BBS, which I've done it manually. If you know, it's well and good. If for someone who doesn't know that, I'll quickly give a recap of this, right? Yeah. So imagine I have a footing, okay? And the size of the footing is 2050 by 1850. This is my length and this is my breadth. And the depth of my footing is 400 mm. And this is a reinforcement what is given. That is along the shorter span, I'm supposed to provide a 12 diameter bar at 185 center to center spacing. And along the longer span, I need to provide a 12 diameter bar at 205 center to center spacing. So when I say center to center spacing, this is what it means, okay? So that, for example, if this is my shorter side, I'll quickly give you an idea. This is my longer side, okay? And this is my shorter side. So in the longer side, if I say center to center spacing, this is the center to center spacing along the longer side, okay? And when I say center to center spacing along the shorter span, so this is my shorter span, right? Isn't it? This is, I mean, yeah, I think I told other way around. Wait, yeah. So if it is longer span, then this is how it is, okay? This is a center to center distance between the longer span, because this is a length what I have. This is a length what I have. Then I need to consider this as a longer span. So when it says center to center spacing, this is that spacing what we have. Okay, great. Okay, right. Now, when I come to the shorter span, so this is a center to center spacing what I have. So this is my center to center spacing. Okay. So which diameter of a bar you are supposed to use? What should be the spacing? Those things it will be mentioned in the drawing. Okay. Same thing I'm going to teach you later once we start with the project for this. But to give you an idea, I'll show you once again here. So just concentrate here. If you see here, this is F1 footing. The length and breadth is given. The depth is also given. L1 in the bottom reinforcement. L in the sense along the longer span, you're supposed to provide a 10 diameter bar at 150 center to center spacing. Okay. To put it in a better way, I can do it in this way. Yeah. See, this looks good now. So this is what it is. Okay. Let us consider this is my length and this is my breadth. So along the length, what you're supposed to provide a 10 diameter bar at 150 center to center spacing. So all this reinforcement, whatever you have provided, no, longer span, this is 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. In this way, all the bars are placed around 150. In the same way, B1 is along the breadth. So this is my breadth, or let us say a shorter span. Okay. There also you are supposed to provide a 10 diameter bar and the spacing is 150. That means again, this spacing also, it is 150 here. This spacing along the shorter span, this spacing, whatever you can see, isn't it? This is also 150. So this is a practical application of that. And with the help of this drawing, we'll try to check how many bar you are supposed to provide, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see, no, a lot of bars are there. We need to find how many bars will come along the longer span, how many bars will come along the shorter span, and what will be the total weight of steel that is required. So that is why the bar bending schedule has to be done. So I hope you have got an idea. And now the same thing I've written it here. So again, you see here, this is my longer span and this is my shorter span. So first we'll start with the shorter span. In the shorter span, I'll try to find what is the cutting length of my bar. Okay. So cutting length of the straight portion along the shorter span. So how do you find the cutting length? Whenever you find the cutting length along the shorter span, what we do, what is the length of your shorter span? It is 1850. You should not take the complete length. You need to take out the cover. You have to take out a 50 mm cover from this side and you need to take out 50 mm cover on the other side, right? So if you're not understood, just check here. See, this is a bar what we have provided, isn't it? So this is a bar what I have provided. See, this is a bar what I have provided. And a small L shape you can see here. Small L shape we are given here. So this is 1850 actually. Practically, this outer to this outer is 1850. I'll write it here. This is 1850 for me. Okay, great. But whenever you put the bar, no, you don't put it completely from this end to this end. We give a cover. You can see this is called as cover block. If you've taken my basic course, you know that. So this is called as cover block. So for the footing, I'm going to leave 50 mm from the left side, 50 mm from the right side. So out of 1850, if I take out or if I deduct 50 out, 50 from the left side and 50 from the right side, what is left out? 1850 minus 50 will be 1750. So this length, whatever I'm going to get, no, this length from here to here, it will be 1750. You're getting my point. So this is how you're supposed to calculate it. Okay, great. So having said that, I've done the same thing here. So just check here, 1850 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side. So which comes out to be 1750. Now you may ask me one question. So why it is 50 mm? See, there are certain rules or there are certain standards which we need to follow. For the footing, we take cover as 50 mm. That is why I had taken. Now, is it that every time it will be 50 mm? Most of the cases it is 50 mm. There are certain cases in case of raft foundation where you are supposed to take this as 75 mm. So all these things depends on the project specific. But 90% of the cases, if it is a normal isolated footing and all, usually 50 mm is what we take. But sometimes it will be written in a structural drawing what kind of cover you are supposed to take. If it is mentioned, if it is a rough foundation and you are supposed to take out 75, in that case, instead of 50, we'll deduct 75 here on both the side. Getting my point? But here, since it's an isolated footing, what we have, I'm going with 50 mm. Got it? Coming to the column and all, I'll take it in a column section, not here. Okay. Now we found only this length, isn't it? Agree with me? Only this length I have found. What about this length, and this length? What, how much we are supposed to take, right? So that also we need to find. Like this length we are supposed to take, no? If I show it here, this length, this L shape you can see, this bend and this bend. That we didn't calculate because we calculated only the bottom straight portion. So what will be this and this height? So for that, again, what you need to do, will come here. Usually this depth will be given, right? What is the depth of your foundation? It is 400 mm. So what we try to do, we usually deduct the top and the bottom cover. What we do? Whatever is the depth of my footing, like if this is my depth of my footing, okay? See, this length I want, no, this is my depth of footing. So it is mentioned 400 mm. The depth of footing is 400 mm. So what we try to do in this 400, we'll take out the top cover and we'll deduct the bottom cover. You can see in this bottom, you can see, no, it is 50 mm. This height is 50 mm. Okay. So from the bottom 50 mm we'll deduct, and from the top 50 mm we are going to deduct. Okay. So 400 minus 50 is 300 mm. So what we have done here, I've written 300 mm. See, development length is 300 mm. Okay, that is one way of doing. In some of the cases, what people do is that they directly give you in the structural drawing. Like example, if I go back to the drawing now, yeah. Hmm. So if I go back to the drawing, so see, this is the typical, okay. So in some of the cases, whatever length we have here, no, this length you can see, people will measure this. I mean, a structural consultant, usually sometimes he is going to give, like you can take directly 12 inches or 300 mm. In that case, we'll directly consider this. If it is not given, in that case, what we are supposed to do, in that case, we'll take the overall depth of the foundation. And from there, we'll deduct the bottom cover, which is 50 mm, and we'll deduct the top cover, which is 50 mm. So in that case, this particular thing will come somewhere here. Now, there are few other people, what they do, they I'll tell you one more method. See, now this bar bending schedule, you don't have any fixed method. It depends on the company where you're working. It depends on what procedure you're adopting. I'm explaining everything. Tomorrow, when you start to work, if your company is following this, then you can go ahead with this. What few people do, overall depth is 400 minus top 50 minus bottom 50. How much answer you got? You got 300 mm. Now, for this 300 mm, they'll multiply by 75%, or they'll say 2/3 of this depth we are considering, 2/3. Okay. So that also few people do. That is 2/3 is 0.7, 0.67. 67% they are going to consider. So you can do that also. That means 300 into 0.67. So I'm getting 201. I'm getting 201 mm. So this height, whatever we got, no, this height, we got, no, this will be 201 mm. So few people follow this also at the side. So it's totally depend on what you people are following in your side. Okay, you can follow any method which you have given. Okay, but most of the people follow the same method. That is, whatever top cover minus cover, and 2/3 of that they are going to do. And same thing in the Excel sheet also, I've done the same thing. If you see here, I've taken 2/3. I'll explain you later. Okay, but this is a normal construction practice what we do. Few people don't add 2/3, and they directly deduct the top cover and the bottom cover. Okay, so it totally depends on the company that you're working for. Okay, great. So now what I've done in this calculation, I haven't done in that way. I've directly taken 300 mm, but I'm showing you all the cases. Okay, great. Now, if I get the development length, this one side it is 300, here also it is 300, and this length already I have found. So the total cutting length will be 1750. That is this straight length 1750 plus this 300 plus this 300. So 1750 plus 300 plus 300. So which will be 2350 mm. Got it? So this complete cutting length of one bar is 2350. So I have found the cutting length for one bar. But how many bars are there, that I don't know, right? If you see here, there are so many bars, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how many bars are there. How do you find the number of bar? So always remember, whenever you're supposed to find the number of bar, the shorter side number of bar will be, always you have to take the opposite side. If I'm taking shorter side, it has to be longer side. minus 2 sides the cover, divide by the shorter span spacing plus 1. Okay. So this you have to remember this formula. If I'm finding a shorter span, I need to take the opposite, that is a longer side. Suppose if I was finding the longer span in further slides, I'll show you that. See here I'm taking a longer side. In that case, the formula will be shorter side minus 2 side the cover, divide by longer span spacing plus 1. Okay. You just have to remember this, and then it is very easy. So the shorter side number of bar will be, what is the longer side? So this longer side is 2050. This is 2050 minus 2 sides the cover. Again, here also I need to deduct 50 mm. From here also I need to deduct 50 mm. 2050 minus 50 you do. And that you divide by shorter span spacing. So shorter span spacing, it's given 185 center to center spacing. That is the distance between these two bar is 185, 185, 185. So I'm dividing this by 185. Try to do it manually. How much you are going to get? So it will be 2050 minus 50 minus 50. 1950. So 1950 you divide it by 185. I'm getting 10.54. So how much I'm getting? 10.54. So since it is 10.54, I can consider this as 11. And always we need to add plus 1 to that. So it will be 12 numbers. Why plus 1? Because right now, whatever we are considering, no, it is a spacing. See, this is 1 bar, this is 2 bar. But in between this 2 bar, we consider this as spacing. But how many bar are there? 1 and 2, isn't it? So that is why whenever you find the number of bar, always you have to add 1 in the bar bending schedule. Not only in the footing, further when we do the beam, the column and all. So always in the stirrup and all, we have to add 1. This you have to remember forever. Okay. And what is the reason behind that? The reason is, see, bar is how much? 1 bar. I'll show it here only. See, how many spacings are there? 1 spacing, 2 spacing, 3 spacing, 4 spacing. I'll do it in this way. Okay. See, 1 spacing, right? 2 spacing, 3 spacing, 4 spacing. Okay, I'll do it in a better way. Because what happens is after some time people ask me the same doubt. So that is why let me make it clear. This is 1 spacing. This is 2 spacing. This is spacing number 3, spacing number 4, spacing number 5, and spacing number 6, right? Spacing is 6. But when you're finding the number of bar, count how many bars are there. This is 1, no? This is 2, no? 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that is why spacing you had 6, but number of bars are 7. So that is why whenever you find the number of bar, always add plus 1, right? So that is why I've written plus 1 here. So if I do that, I'll get 12 number of bar. So shorter side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bars I'm going to put. So practically I'll be putting in this way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, in this way, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bars I'll put only on the shorter side. The longer side I didn't calculate. For the longer side, again, I'll start with the longer side now. So the cutting length of the straight portion along the longer span now. What is the span we have? 2050, isn't it? So the longer span is 2050, but we know that this length, if I want, what I need to do? Overall length 2050 minus 50 from the right side, minus 50 from the left side. So 2050 minus 50 and minus 50. How much it comes out to be? 1950 mm. Fine. Now this I don't know. This is development length. This is also development length. So development length, I'm considering here 300 mm by default for our understanding. But when I take the real projects, we'll apply the concepts and I'll teach you. Always remember this, whatever we have, it totally depends. Okay. 300 how did I get? Because overall depth is 400 minus top 50 mm minus bottom 50 mm. So 400 minus 50 will be 300 mm. Okay, great. Now the total cutting length, can you find? Obviously, this length, you know, this length is 1950 plus this is 300 mm plus this is 300 mm. So 1950 plus 300 is 2550. So this is a total cutting length of 1 bar, which is 2550. But how many bars are there? That I don't know. So therefore, the longer side number of bars will be always longer side I took. So your formula will be opposite side, that is shorter span. So longer span, if I want to find, I need to take the shorter span minus 2 sides the cover, divide by longer span spacing plus 1. So what is the shorter span? Shorter span is 1850. This is 1850. So 1850 minus 50, because this 50, see, I'll explain you why this minus has to be done. But now understand it, minus 50, and you do this, you'll get 1750 divide by longer span spacing. So longer span spacing is 205. So divided by 205. Let me do that. How much answer you're getting? So it will be 1750 divided by 205. I'm getting 8.53, which I can consider it as 9 number. So 9 plus 1 will be 10 number. Got it? So in this way, you are supposed to do the bar bending schedule. Now you may ask me one question. When you're finding the longer side bar, you're taken shorter span. I agree, sir. But why you are done two side cover? Again, for a very same reason. See, this 1850 is from outer of this footing to outer of this footing. But when you're placing the bar, is your bar exactly at the outer? No. From outer, you are left 50 mm cover. From here also, you are left 50 mm cover. That is why shorter span, that is overall length, minus 50 from this side, minus from 50 from this side. Okay. To put it in a better way, you get an idea here. I'll show you here. See here. Okay. This one. When you're calculating this overall length, minus 50 from here, minus 50 from here. That means, see, if I want to find how many bars are there, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to find how many bars are there. If I want to find this bar, which length I'm supposed to take? I'm supposed to take this length, okay, from this outer to this outer. So let us consider this outer to outer length is 1850. It is 1850. So 1850 overall length, outer to outer, minus from here you have to leave 50 mm, and from here you have to leave 50 mm. See, this first bar, whatever you are placing, no, is it that it is exactly at the outside of the footing? No, we are left a 50 mm cover. In the same way, this last bar, whatever you can see, is it exactly at the outer of the footing? No, you are left a 50 mm gap from here. So that is why in the formula, always remember this formula. See here also, shorter span minus two sides the cover. Okay, that's it. So once you find this, you will get the number of bar. And if you multiply this by the unit weight, what is that unit weight? We are written, no? If it is 8 mm bar, you have to multiply this by 0.395. If it is 10 mm bar, you are supposed to take 0.617. So in this way, if I multiply, I'll get the total weight of the bar that is required. Got it? So I hope you have understood the concept here, how it has to be done. And in the next lecture, I'll teach you how this Excel sheets has to be done. Previously, we have done up to here, right? Now, after that, I'll teach you how this Excel sheets has to be prepared and how we can input all these things. Now, one doubt may come in your mind. Sir, we have seen in many videos and all that people take this thing, bend deduction. So what is that bend deduction? Bend deduction means, see, this is a straight bar what we have. But when we bend a bar in this way, this is my 90-degree bend, right? So this angle what it is created, is 90-degree. This is 90-degree. So whenever you are bending a bar, what will happen? Here, there will be increase in the length of your bar. So according to the code, it is written, if you're bending your bar in 90-degree, you have to take 2 times the 2D deduction, 2 times the diameter of a bar you have to deduct from the overall cutting length. Suppose if you're bending your bar in 135-degree, you have to take 3D deduction, 3 times the diameter you're supposed to deduct. Suppose if you're going for 180, you're supposed to take 4 times the deduction of the bar. And suppose if it is a 45-degree, it is 1D. Suppose if you're bending your bar in 45-degree, it has to be 1D. Okay. So according to this logic, you can see this is a cutting length what we got, 2550. This cutting length what we got is 2550. But since I have 190-degree bend here, I have another 90-degree bend here. So how many bends we have 90-degree? 1 and 2. So 2 bends we have, right? So two 90-degree bends we have. And according to the logic, if you have 190-degree bend, you have to take 2 times the deduction you have to take. So that means, according to my calculation, how many bends I have? 2 I have. So 2 into how many deduction? If it is 90-degree, 1. We have 2, no? So 2 into 2D I'm supposed to do. So 2D means it becomes 4D. And what is the D is the diameter of the bar. So what is the diameter of the bar given? Here it is 12 diameter given. So that will be 4 into 12, which comes out to be 12, 20, 48 mm. So whatever cutting length I got, no, 2550. So 2550 minus 48 I'm supposed to do. If I do this, no, this will be the actual cutting length of my rebar. That is 2550 minus 48, which is 2502 mm. But I didn't do this because, see, now again the same thing. Few companies follow this, few companies don't follow this. Okay. So it's totally up to your company which what you follow. but I've taught you both the example. If you want to add the bend deduction, you have 2D bend, so minus that 4D from the cutting length you have got. If you don't want to do that, keep it as it is, not a problem. Okay, so all these things will be discussed at the time of the project only, because when you're taking up a project nowadays, what is happening, most of the contractors and most of the clients, they say in the beginning itself that will not do this bend deduction, and based on that we carry out the bar bending schedule. Okay, now there are few people who say no, we don't follow that, we want to add the bend deduction. If that is the case, then you add the bend deduction. Okay, so in all my thing, in all my Excel sheet, whatever I taught you, I haven't taken this bend deduction, but I'll teach you how a bend deduction has to be applied, not an issue. But you should be knowing everything. Okay, because what happens tomorrow, you should not tell that I did not teach you. So it all depends on the company that you're working for. Few people follow that, few people don't follow that. Like always give example. See, when we do any design of a structure, okay, when we do any design of a structure, let us consider if this is my beam, okay, and on this beam, we did a calculation, and let us consider this is a uniformly distributed load which is coming on the beam, and we did a calculation, and we found that the uniformly distributed load is 11.73 kilonewton. Okay, so but 11.73 doesn't look good. You can take it as 12 kilonewton. Now what happens? Few people add 11.73 only. What few people do, they add 12 kilonewton. And even there are few people who say even though it is 11.73, in real structure this much load will not come. Instead of 11.73, we'll make it as 11.5. Now you tell me who are wrong. No one is wrong in this. It's totally their judgment what they are doing, and they have been following this. So the person adding 11.73, he is also correct. The person who is adding a live load, or let us say UDL of 11.75 kilonewton, he is also correct. And the person who is adding 12, he is also correct, right? So there is no one is wrong. So these are the different theories, or these are the different principles. We always call this as two school of thoughts. So it totally depends on you. Okay, now no one is wrong. In the same way, when I'm explaining you this bend deduction, it is also same thing. Few people follow that, few people don't follow that. So I've explained you both the method, and both are correct, right? Yeah. So I hope you have enjoyed my lecture up to here. So in the next lecture, I'll teach you how this Excel sheets has to be prepared, and then we'll go on inputting the values, and we'll try to see how the Excel sheet linking has to be done. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you. Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So in this lecture, we will try to see how the BBS sheet has to be prepared. So up to here, we have done, isn't it? So now we are supposed to do something like this. Okay. So again, see, preparing an Excel sheet is not common. Each people have their own way of doing. I'm teaching you this method. If you feel you have any better method than this, you can follow that. End of the day, we want the answer to remain same. That's it. The way you prepare the Excel sheet is completely different, and we don't have issue with that. Okay, fine. So how do you prepare a shape, something like this and all that we'll try to see. So what I'll do, I've written a serial number, something called a shape of bar we have written, bar description, number of bar, dia of bar, spacing and everything we have written. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll try to make a shape here. So for making a shape, how I usually do, you see here, this is the shape of the bar we have. Okay. This is one row I have. Next, on the left side, I have one more row. On the right side, I have one more row. So in that way, what I have done, I prepare this shape, and then I utilize this row to write 200. This row I have utilized to write 200, and this particular thing, okay, I mean this column and this column, and this row I utilized for this. So the same thing I need to do here, whereas you can see I have only one column. So what I'll do, I'll insert one more column on the left of this shape of bar and on the right side, so that we can make our Excel sheet similar to this. Okay, fine. So right click here, and there's option called as insert. We add insert to that. So you got one row, one column added on the left side of the shape of the bar. In the same way, I want one more column to be on the right side. So I'll click here and I'll say insert. Okay, done. So you can see this is the shape of bar. On the left side, I have one column. On the right side, I have one column. Now I'll decrease the size of that. Okay, only this much is enough for me. And similarly, here also, this much is enough. I mean, yeah, this much is enough. Can reduce the size of this. Yeah, try to keep it equally so that it looks good when you prepare the Excel sheets. Yeah, so very similar. Now this part you can merge. Okay, since you added one, you merge it in this way. Fine. Now everything looks good. Even here also you can merge it. You merge it. Okay, fine, good. Now Serial number is done. Shape of bar, part description. First, we'll start with the shape of the bar. Okay, done. So how we are going to do that? Again, I'll see here. Okay, so first I'll teach you. First, we'll do this one. Okay, first I'll tell you how it has to be written. F1 footing. Again, see, few people write all these things, few people don't do. I'll teach you different ways. What few people do, they just write here F1 footing, like yeah. So where do you find that? See, come here. This is a drawing what we had, isn't it? And in this drawing, it was written here. Where is that F1 footing? What is the size? So this F1 footing, which is 1200 by 1200 by 400. Okay. So same thing I'll write here. So you can write directly here like F1 footing, and you can write 1200 by 1200 by 400. This is one way of writing. Few people write in this way. But what I've done, I didn't do that. I've written something like this. Okay. Where I made use of this complete row, and I've given it something like this. Then I've mentioned like L is 1200 and this breadth is 1200 and depth is 400 because I've interlinked my Excel sheet in that way. Okay, so I'll teach you that only how it has to be done. Yeah. So once I've written this, I'll just yeah, this thing, and now I'll just merge it. Okay, so selected in this way, and then I've written merge at center. Okay, this has been merged. So now here I'll write that okay, this is my L, and okay, fine. So I'll write it in this way that this will be my 1200. Okay, and okay, then this will be my okay, in that I'll take it out. Otherwise, I can do one more thing. I can add the color to that. Wait, let me do that also. What I'll do, no, I'll see this. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just select in this way. You do one thing. You select this part in this way. Okay, and once you select, come here. You put this white color to that. Okay, you're getting my point. You put white color to that. Now what has happened? See, this is how it looks. I'll teach you one more thing. See, now if I do in this way, it doesn't look good, no? So see here how I've done. Everything is white in color, no? How do you do that? It's very simple. What you have to do, just select this much portion right now and just drag it. Okay, enough. Up to here, it's enough. And then come here and select the white color in this. So once you select the white color, this is how it looks. Now you can do the way you want. I selected this and I'll give a thick border to that, thick outside border. Okay, and now we can write this, that this is length. This part you write here, you write this as capital L, that this is length, and this is for breadth, and this is for depth. Okay, and then if you want, select that, bring it at the center, I mean bring them at the center and give a thick box, and then you can increase this font also, and then if you want, you can increase the size of that. Okay, and then now what we can do, individually we'll write it, thick box. Okay, so length, breadth and depth is also done. The same thing I've done it here, length, breadth and depth. If you want, you can even decrease this size. This one, you bring it little closer. Okay, yeah, I think this much is enough. Now it looks good. Okay, then now what is the size we have written? 1200 by 1200 by 400. Write your length, which is 1200. Your breadth is also 1200, and your depth is also how much? 400. Once you're written, again you select that, give a thick box, change the font. Okay, and then yeah, bring it at the center, make it bold, and you can increase the size, and then accordingly you can do it in this way. Done. So length, breadth, depth, you've written everything. Now it looks great, isn't it? Fine. So once these things are done, next you have to do a shape, something like this. This is a shape what I've done. So how do you do a shape something like that? I'll teach you. Before that, we'll try to give this thing here, this part and this part will say all borders. Okay, say all borders. So the borders will come. Okay, now it will look good. Later we can take it out. Yeah. So once this is done, we'll make a shape here itself. Okay. So for making a shape, what you're supposed to do? Yeah. So what you do, you go to the option called as insert. Okay. So in the insert, you have to come to this illustrations and this option called as shape. Click on the shape and you have to click on this shape. Okay. I'll repeat it once again. What you're supposed to do, go to the insert option, and in the insert, you come to the illustrations and here there's option called as shape, and click on this line. Okay, fine. So once you click on that, wait, let me add it once again. Insert illustration, shapes, and this line. Now you decide how you want to keep it, shape of the bar. Okay, so the first I'll go with the shorter span. I mean, it's anything is okay. You just have to create a shape here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll create a shape in this way. Okay, so when you drag it, no, it won't be exactly orthogonal. I mean, it won't be exactly straight. So you can click on the shift button, shift in your keyboard, and then drag it. It becomes vertical. You're getting my point? If you leave shift button, it will tilt in this way. Click on the shift, SHIFT, and then drag it. So just have an idea to what length you require. This much is enough for me. It looks great. So I'll keep it in this way. So this is done. Okay. So once this is done, next what you can do, again you can come here, and again you come here, and you can take the same thing. Else you can do one more thing. So the line what you have put, no, it is very thin. Okay, I mean it is thin. So if you want to make it dark, click on this. Okay, click on this and come to the home, and here there's option to increase the shape format and shape outline. You're getting my point? You have to click on, see, first you click on this, come to shape format, shape outline, and there's something called as weight. Click on that and do it in this way. So this will look good. So click on that. So it become dark, isn't it? Now this color also, if you want, you can change. I've kept it blue here. If you want to change it to the black, click on that, come to the shape format, and here shape outline, and now you select black. If you want red, keep red. I'll keep black, and it's okay. So black, I have kept it. So once you're done with this, again use Control C and Control V. Okay, and now this time you put it, you just drag it in this way, keep it here, join it. Okay, and up to this distance you take. You don't take up to here, because this is one row, this is second row, this is third row. I want this to come here, this horizontal to be in between this. Okay, I'll keep up to here, it will look good. Okay, fine. So 2 is done. And next again you control, keep your mouse here, select this, Control C and Control V. It will get copied, and you paste it here. Okay, so this is not exactly horizontal. So click on the shift button, or you can even drag it in this way. Yeah, now it's okay. And just join this. You can see I got this shape. Okay, I think it's not exactly horizontal. Just try to make it horizontal. It will come. Okay, yeah, now it's okay. Try to keep it in this way. Your shape is ready. You can see how I've done it. Okay, I've done it in this way because this whatever I've created, no, that is little thin. Here I made it little dark. If you don't want this much thick, again select this. Okay, go to shape, click outline. I mean, come to the weight part, and you can click on this now. This also looks good. Keep on this. Now you see it is little thin. No, it looks good. Now you do one more thing. When you select, no, so this is a different part. This is a different part, and this is a different part. So what you do? Click, select all the three. You select, right click. The option here called is group, and you group it. So once you group, no, see, it will act as a single unit. Now you can drag and keep it anywhere. Okay, I'll repeat that method again. What you're supposed to do? Click on this, click on this, click on this. Okay, shift. You have to select the shift. You have to select the control button, and then you have to like select this control button and select this. Press the control button in your keyboard and select this. Okay. Once all three are selected, right click, go to the group and group it. Finish. So the grouping is done. Now it will act as a one single unit. You can drag it anywhere. Fine. Yeah. So this shape is done. Okay. Done. So once this shape is done, next what you're supposed to do? Next we have to write the bar description. What type of bar is this? So again, for that I'll increase this because this much space is not enough. I need to increase. So I'll write this as shorter span bar. So it's written shorter, no? See, F1 bar along shorter span. So I'll write it here that this particular bar, whatever I've drawn, it is actually belonging to F1 footing, and it is a shorter span bar. Okay. So what you can write here, I can do it in this way. I'll select this, okay, and I'll merge it. Merge at center. So I'll write here F1 bar along shorter span, so that it will easy for you to identify what kind of bar you put here. And then you take it to the middle part, make it bold, and if you want, you change the font of that. Okay, great. So now it looks good. No, you can take at the center also if you want. Done. So this is along the shorter span. Now in the same way, along the longer span also you'll provide a bar, right? If you see the drawing again, this was the footing. I've done the shorter span. Now longer side also you'll put a bar, no? So again, I'll write a longer side. Again, I'll control C and I'll drag it. This will be my longer span bar. Okay. This will be my longer span bar. And I'll write here. I'll drag this and I'll write here. Merge at center. And I'll write what I'll write. Again, F1 bar along longer span. Okay. Done. Okay, F1 bar along longer span. Okay, along longer span, along longer span it should be. This also should be F1 bar along shorter span. Okay, yeah. Now again, you change the font of it. And yeah, now it looks good, no? Great. So most of the things we have done now. Other than that, all these things we have to do a input. Now, once you're done with this, what we'll do? We'll try to make a bit decoration here. I mean, we'll make it little good. Okay, fine, enough. So now you know how to find the cutting length. How do you find the cutting length? Tell me. This is shortest span bar, right? How do you find this length? So this length will be how much? So 1200 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side, isn't it? Right. So how do you write? So you have this option here, plus symbol, open the bracket. So click on this 1200. This is shorter span, no? This L is longer span. B is shorter span. So select this 1200. Minus on the left side you have a 50 mm cover, and on the right side you have a minus 50 mm cover, and close the bracket, hit the enter button. So you got 1100 here. You select this and come to the this portion, and now if you want, increase the size of that. So this is your 1100. Got it? You're getting my point, no? This is 1100. How did you get this 1100? Because my shorter side is 1200. So 1200 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side. Okay, you know, because already these things have made it clear. How do you find? Same thing I've done. It was 2500, let us say, along the shorter span. So 2050 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side. The same thing I've done in Excel sheet. Otherwise, for your understanding, what I can do, I'll do one method. I'll use the same this thing, that is 2050 and 1850 and 400. I can do that also, but not an issue. We'll go with this only. I hope you're able to understand. So this is done a shorter span. Now this L I don't know, and this L also I don't know. How do you find that? I told you, whatever is the overall depth, minus 50 mm on the top side, minus 50 on the downside, bottom cover will give you this one. But again, I told you, in few of the construction practices, whatever answer they give, they multiply that by 2/3 of the depth. 2/3, right? So if you remember what I told, overall depth is 400, minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on, I mean, minus 50 from the top, minus 50 from the bottom, right? So this is the actual answer you're supposed to get. But again, what few people do, whatever answer they get, for that, they consider only 2/3 portion. That means this will be 0.67 into this answer is what they try to do. Enter. So this is 201 mm actually. So here also we'll apply the same logic. So the logic is again, what I'll do, I'll select this two. Yeah, and I'll merge it. Okay. You merge it at the center. Okay. And right here. What they did, plus open bracket 400. You have to take 400 from here only. Don't write 400. When you're interlinking, if you change, everything will change later. So 400 minus top cover 50 mm minus bottom cover 50 mm. Close the bracket and multiply this by 2/3 or 0.67. Okay. And hit the enter button. See, 201 I got manually. Here also I got 201. Now again, this is not looking good. No, actually 201 is this one. So click on this, go to the home option, click on this now, align left, and now you come to the top. Now is it looking good? Exactly. This is 201. If you want to increase the size of this, come here, make it bold, and yeah, make it this one. It looks good. Now again, this is also 201, because if this is 201, obviously this is also 201. So again, here you select in this way, okay? And then you merge at the center. Got it? And now what you do, again, you don't have to write plus open bracket, interlinking this 400 minus 50 minus 50. Okay, minus 50, close the bracket into 0.67. Nothing, this you don't have to do again. Simply what you do, you just interlink. Interlink means plus, just click on this cell and hit the enter button. Simple. So what will happen, whatever answer you get here, the same answer you're going to get here. And now you make it alignment. Again, click on this, come to the home option, come to this center portion, come to the right side and make it dark and come to the this portion. Is it looking good now? Exactly, it looks good. So this is the least what we can do. I've taken completely to the right. So it looks good, not an issue. Okay. If you want, you can actually pull a little bit on this side. Yeah, now it looks good, right? Huh. So that's it. If you want to change the color, no, change the color because everything is looking in black in color. Only the answers I'll make it red in color. So I'll make red in color. Got it? No? Fine. In the same way, whatever you're done on the shorter span, this is shorter span. Now I'll do the along the longer span. Okay. So for the longer span, how we are going to do? Again, select here, plus, open the bracket. Now you tell me along the longer span, what is the length I'm supposed to take? L is longer span. So 1200 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side, and close the bracket, hit the enter button. So again, it will come 1100 only. Why? Because both were 1200, no? But in future, that means in further, when I go again for different footings, I'll explain you how it's going to change. But in our drawing, everything is same. So answer is coming same. So I can select on this, come to the home page, come to the center part, make it bold, and this part. Got it? Great. Fine. Now this part, what you're supposed to do, again, this part, since for the shorter and longer, both footing, this will remain same. That means 201, whatever you're getting along the shorter, no, here also you should get 201. So best trick what you can apply, just click here, I mean select this portion, this two cell you select, okay, okay, this two select, this two also you select, and you say merge at center. Okay, great. And now you select, keep your mouse here, plus you just click on this one, 201, and hit the enter button, finish. Okay, what will happen? Whatever answer you get here, same answer will come here. Again, same thing. Plus, whatever answer you get here, same thing will come here. Fine. So in this way, what will happen everywhere? If you change this one answer, everywhere it's going to change. So this is the power of Excel sheet. So if you don't want to do in this way, you can again write here. Okay, you can write what you can write, plus 400 minus 50 into 0.67 you can do. But again, since we are using Excel to decrease our workload, so that is why you need to be a bit smarter. So that is why if you try to interchange, everything will remain. I mean, if you try to interlink in this way, so your answers will be right. Okay. Then again, what you do, you change the color of this now. Go to the home, make it color. I mean, change the color of that. Okay, and then make it bold. And now we'll bring this at the center. I mean, this one to the left side. Go to the home page, bring on the left side, and this you click on this. Go to the home and bring it on the right side. Finish. It looks good, no? This part you can pull a bit. Yeah, now it looks good. Great. So everything we have done. So now you understood how this bar shape has to be done. See, whatever I did here, I have done everything here. The same thing I have taught you how it has to be done. Now you're okay with that. So you can follow this method and you can do it. Okay. Other than that, there is one more method. That is, you can go to insert, home, and here there is something called as draw border. But this will work. See, in this also you can, in this way also you can create a bar shape. This is actually a very easy method to, most of the people try to do in this only. That also can be done. Okay, I'll teach you one more method. Okay, what is another method? Instead of going here, going to the insert and taking these shapes and all, no, this shape I taught you. Instead of doing that, what you can do, okay, what you can do, come to this option called as this one, okay, border. Here there's option called as draw border. Okay, select this and select this, whatever shape you want, select on this point, select here, click here and click here. Finish. Your shape is ready. Done. This I'll delete. Okay. If you want to delete, no, you cannot just click and hit the enter button. I think that delete won't happen. Click on that. Go to the home page. Again, you have to come and say no border. You have to say erase border. Again, you erase the border. In this way, it will get erased. Okay. Fine. Now, once you do this, again, select on this. Go to the home option. Come to this portion. Where was the border? Yeah, this was the border. No, where was the border? Wait. Yeah. Select on this. Insert. Draw. Yeah. Not getting the border option. Okay. No problem. Because I need to increase the size of this. So I need to select on this. Go to the home option. And then from here I need to increase the size of this. Okay. I think not getting where it is now. No problem. I'll tell you how it has to be done. Okay. Fine. So I hope up to here your concepts are clear. You know how it has to be done. Okay. So this should have come. Insert option is not coming. Okay. Or come to the draw border. Yeah, it's here. Fine. Okay. I'll select this. Okay. Come to the home. Come to this option. And here you can see line color. This color you can change from here also. I'll make it red. See, this will become red also. That also can be done. Along with that, you can select here and you can increase the this thing also thickness also. See, you can even make this as more bold. See, this also can be done. You're getting my point? So you can follow any method. I think the one which I explained you now, no, this is very simple. Rather than creating the line and all, you can even follow this method also, because this method will not work every time. Because tomorrow in the next lecture when I teach you how to prepare this shape like stirrup and all, no, then this border will not help you. In that case you have to go to the shape option only. Okay, I hope you have got an idea how it has to be done. So both things are done. I've explained you this and this. Okay, fine. Other than that, and now coming to the number of member, the dia and all, I'll teach you in the next lecture, because again it will take a very long time for me to explain everything. But in the next lecture I will finish one BBS of a footing, where right now we have learned up to here how to prepare the Excel sheet, how to prepare this shapes and all. You follow the second method, that is a draw border method, or even you can follow my first method of putting a shape, bar shape and all. Everything is possible. It totally depends on you. Whichever you are comfortable, you can try to do it. So that's how it is. So in the next lecture, we'll try to do all these things: number of bar, dia, spacing. We'll try to find the number of bar, the cutting length and all. So up to here, finish the Excel sheet, because if you prepare this Excel sheet, rest your work will be very easy. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you. Hello, civil engineers. Welcome back to the lecture. So in the previous lecture, we had done up to here, right? Now we'll try to fill all this number of bars, the dia of bar and so on. So for that, you need to make a little bit of adjustment in the Excel. Now you see, because I have written F1 here and F1 bar along longer span here. That means whatever value I'm going to fill, it should come in between these two, right? So this is that one. What I'll do is I'll select that. This part let me select, and I'll go to the home page and let me give a thick border to that so that it is easy for me to identify. Okay. Similarly, here also I'll do it. Fine. So along with this, what you can do is see, now if I write here, no, it will come on the top. So instead of that, I'll merge all these things at once. Okay. So that it will be easy for me to write exactly at the center. See, again, all these things depends on you, whether you want to do it or not. Just to make our Excel sheet more what do you call, to look it in a better way, we are trying to do this. If you want, you can do it, else you can just write. Because if you're practicing it for the first time, concentrate on solving the Excel, and decorating it can be done even later also, not an issue. Okay, but since I'm teaching, I'll teach it you. I'll teach both the things together. Yeah, so this is also done. I'll make it thick. So now you can see everything looks good. Okay, yeah. So again, another one thing is, see here again, I don't require anything. Okay, I'll select this, or I can do one more thing. Come here, take this, yeah, white color. Wait, what you can do is select this thing up to here, and then you can fill that color, I guess. Yeah, you can fill this in white color, and that also will be gone. Okay, now it will look good. No, even this part also, if you want, you can do, else let it be, not an issue. Okay, done. Now we'll try to find F1 bar along shorter span. So first is number of members. Number of members means how many F1 footings are there. So for that, we have to go to the Excel sheet always. So in the Excel, if you remember, initially we had written like F1, there is only one footing, right? So I'll write here F1 is only one. So that is 0, 1. Or you can write 1 also. I think same thing I've written here. Okay, fine. See, when you write 0, 1 here, it will come at the bottom. No? You take it to the top. Select this. You know this option. Select this option. So instead of doing it every time, what you can do is select everything here and you select everything here. Now come to the home page. First you change the font, make it to this one, and now you take this at the center. Okay, yeah, take it at the center, and if you want you can make it bold, so everything automatically it will get updated. Okay, one. Now here also it is one, no, because say this is shorter span, this is longer span. Whatever you write here, same thing should come here, so you interlink it. Interlink means again don't write one here. Instead of writing one here, keep your mouse here, plus, and click on this and hit enter, finish. So if I write 2 here tomorrow, automatically it will get updated. Okay, so that is why you have to interlink as far as possible in the Excel sheet. Try to interlink. Next is dia of bar. So again, dia of bar in the shorter span, we should check the drawing. So I'll go back to the drawing. So this is my L1. Okay, see, always remember I have written here shorter span and longer span, but in Excel, in AutoCAD, it is mentioned L1 and B1. So wherever L is mentioned, it means it's a longer span. B means it is a shorter span. B means along the breadth. L means along the length. So length it is 10 diameter bar, and breadth is also it is 10 diameter bar. So both way it is 10 diameter. So we don't have problem. You just write here 10, and here also you write 10. Okay, and don't try to interlink this. Why? The reason is because in here luckily we have shorter and longer span both 10 diameter. There may be a chances in some of the structural drawing where you may have this 10 diameter, and let us see if this is 12 diameter. Okay, let us see if this was 12 diameter, then your longer should have been 10 diameter, shorter should have been 12 diameter. And if you interlink, what will happen? What if you interlink this? If I interlink this, okay, say let us say I'm interlinking, then it is wrong, no? Because shorter it is showing 10, longer also it is showing 10. So it will not make any sense. That is why always don't try to interlink the dia unless if it is same, then you can interlink, not an issue. But try to follow this procedure of not interlinking it. Okay. So now anyhow, both are 10 and 10. I'll make it 10, and also this will make it as 10. Okay. Yeah, great. So after that, next is spacing. Again, spacing come here shorter. So this is my shorter span. No? It is 150 center to center spacing. Longer is also 150. So both are 150. Again, you input 150 here. Here also you put 150. Okay, done. Next is number of bars. Yeah. How do you find the number of bar? So that is very important. So already in this manual calculation, I taught you how to find the number of bars. See, we'll start here. For if I want to find the bars along the shorter side, I need to take the longer span minus 2 sides are covered, divide by the shorter span spacing plus 1, isn't it? So same thing we'll do it here. But here, how shall I do that? Always remember, whenever you are doing, yeah. So first I'll open the bracket plus open the bracket. So I'm doing along with span, shorter span. If I'm doing along the shorter span, I need to take the longer span. So in the longer span, see, I need to take this one. Okay, that is 1100. Why? Because this is shorter, this is longer. Okay, and here both length and breadth both are same. That is why you cannot find so much difference here. But anyhow, in future when I take another 2-3 problems, I'll explain you. But right now, remember, if you want to find the shortest span, if you want to find the bars in the shortest span, you have to take the longer span. Take this distance, 1100. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll directly take 1100, or we can do one more thing. Instead of doing that, number of bar, come here. Open the bracket. What is your longer span? My longer span is this one, no? 1200. Length. You take this one. Minus 50, that is cover on the left side, minus 50 cover on the right side. You're getting my point, no? And close the bracket. So that is what it was written here. Longer span minus 2 sides of the cover. This you can do. Otherwise, you could have directly taken 1100, because here already the cover is minus and taken. But we'll follow this method only. Okay, fine. And now once this is done, you divide this one by spacing. What is the spacing? Okay, this has come to this side. Wait, it will take some time now. Okay, okay. Bracket open. 2 times you open the bracket. So it is 1200 minus 50 minus 50. Okay, okay. Close the bracket. Okay, and put the divide symbol, because divide by spacing. Again, open the bracket. See, spacing actually it is 150, but here it has disappeared now. Not an issue. I'll manually input this as 150, or I can even write this. See, this is H, no? And this one is 15. H and 15 I need to write. So I need to write H15. Okay. Why did I write H15? Because it has to take this particular row. Okay. This particular cell, but it has disappeared here. That is why I know this is H. This falls under H, and this falls under 15. That is why I've written H15. Okay. And close the bracket. So once you do this, then what you're supposed to do? +1 and hit the enter button. So now it's telling yes. So your answer is how much? 8.33. So we'll do it manually also. We'll try to verify whether it is 8.33 or not. So again, I'll do it here. Okay. See, what is the spacing? It was 1200. Okay. 1200 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side. So how much it will be? 1100. Great. So 1100 divided by what is the spacing of the shorter span? The spacing of the shorter span was 150, right? So try to do it manually. 1100 divided by 150. 1100 divided by 150. So I'm getting 7.33. I'm getting 7.33. So 7.33 means it is, we'll take it as 7 only. And for this, we have a formula +1, isn't it? +1. So 7 plus 1 which comes should be 8. So here it is showing 8.33 because it is 7.33 plus 1 it has done. So actually it should come in a round figure because we cannot provide 8.33 bar. So for that, what you're supposed to do, you have to change the formula. Okay. In that, you need to add one thing that I'll show you. Already I've done it here. Okay. See what you need to do. You need to write round up. Okay. Whenever you put a formula for number of bars in the Excel, first you write round up 1200 minus 50 divided by this +1, and then you have to write 0. Okay. I'll teach you here. Come here. So what we'll do, whatever you have written is correct. So now what you do, come here, right? Round up, ROUND. Okay, round up. Okay, once you write round up, this +1. Okay, +1, and now you have to write dash and 0. Why you should write comma and 0? Because now it is 8.33, no? So it will take to the next higher value. That is the reason you have to write comma 0 and close the bracket. So now you can see it has come 9. I'll explain you once again why I did all these things. See, if I go back here, okay, round up you have to do because if it is 8.33, it will be taking to the next higher value. Okay, that is why the roundup will be done. Okay, if it is 8.5, it will be taking 9 and all. Okay, now plus 1, you know how why it has to be done. Comma 0 means it will take the next higher value. You're getting my point. See, manually what was the answer we got? Manually we got 8.7.33 plus 1 was manually we got 8.33. Okay, 8.33 is what we got. But I told you round up means it will round up to the next higher value. What is after 8.33? What is the next higher value? The next higher value is 9, isn't it? Yeah. But how even 10 is also next higher value. Why did it take 9 only? The reason is that I told +1, comma 0. So whenever I write comma 0, it will take the next immediate higher value, which is 9. Okay. Suppose if I had done here +1, and if I done 2 here, it would have taken 10 here. That is not required for us. You're getting my point. So always remember, whenever you do Excel, okay, only for finding the number of bar, use this formula round up, and the same formula that is this thing. What is that? 1200 minus 50 divided with the spacing along the shorter span +1, comma 0 you have to do. If you do in this way, you'll find the number of bar. You got my point? Great. So now coming to the cutting length. How do you find the cutting length? Now cutting length is very simple. You know this length, that is 1100, and if I add 201 to that, and if I add 201 to that, if I add everything, I'll get the total cutting length. Very simple. So we'll do the same thing now. Okay, so the cutting length will be, let me see what I've done here. Yeah, okay. So we'll do the cutting length. Okay, so the cutting length will be plus open bracket. Come here, first you select this 1100 plus select 201 plus 201 and close the bracket. Hit the enter button. So the cutting length is 1502 mm. Okay. If you want to verify, try to verify it manually. Very simple. How do you verify? That is 1100 plus 201 on the left side plus 201 on the right side. So it will be 1100 plus 402. Okay. And if you do this, how much it will be? So it will be 1502 mm, right? Manual also we got the same thing. In Excel also we got the same thing. Yeah. Now in this, what we have done it correctly, but I told if you want to add the bend deduction, you can add the bend deduction here itself. Again, I told you in few of the projects people do bend deduction, in few projects people don't do bend deduction, but here anyhow not an issue. I'll because in the previous Excel sheet whatever I had done, here everything the bend deduction has been added by me. So we'll follow the same procedure, and in one lecture I'll explain you how you are supposed to do without the bend deduction. Okay, not an issue. So again, what you do for the bend deduction, you have to write minus, open the bracket. Okay. How many 90-degree bends are there? One is here. The second one is here. No. So 2D. 2 into 2 is 4D. Right. So 4 multiplied by D. So what is the diameter? So diameter is 10. So again, don't write 10 here. Interlink this one. Dia of the bar and close the bracket and hit the enter button. That's it. 1462 is actually the cutting length after the deduction. And you see here also, I think we got 14. Okay. Okay. 1460 we got here. Okay, this is 200 what they have taken. We have taken 201 here. Okay, this is correct. What we have done is correct, not an issue. Okay, not an issue. So 1462 is what we got. Here they have got 1460. The reason is here it is 200 and 200, but here we have written 201 and 201. Okay, not an issue. We can even get it to that point also, but it's okay, not an issue because yeah. So this will be 400, 300. And 2/3 of 300 they were rounded it off. That's it. 2 divided by 3.67 into 300. Yeah, then we also should get the same answer. We'll try to see d1 400 d13 minus 50 minus 0.67, or even you can take this as we'll do this way. 2 divided by 3 we'll do, and we'll close the bracket. Yeah, see, now it's correct. 1460. I got 200. Why did that happen? Because I told you the reason is that previously I took 0.67, and 2 divided by 3 is also 0.6667. So because of the decimal point, we were getting that 1 or 2 difference. So you can adopt this also. Directly adopt 2/3. It is also correct. Instead of writing 0.67, since it's Excel, no, it will take that decimal point and all. So you go with 2/3, which is the right formula to be adopted. Okay, not an issue. Fine. Now come to the cutting length. So whatever cutting length we have found, it is in I want it in meter. It's very simple. How do you do? Whatever cutting length you got, you divide it by 1000. Okay. You divide it by 1000 and close the bracket. So now you'll get it in meter. 1.460. Okay. If you want, you can increase the decimal of this. Yeah. 1 point. Okay. We'll keep it as 1.46 only. Okay. Now come to the total cutting length. So total cutting length is very important. So this 1.46 cutting length, what I got, it is for the single bar I got. So what will be your total cutting length? So total cutting length will be the cutting length of one bar. Okay. You multiply this by number of bar. Number of bar is 9. I'll do it here. See, cutting length of one bar multiply by the number of bar. So this will give me the total cutting length of the entire footing of F1 footing along the shorter span only. But how many such footings are there? We know only one footing is there. Okay, then 1.46 into 9 into 1 if I do, I'll get the total cutting length of the footing in one footing, in one F1 footing along the shorter span. You're getting my point? So same thing we'll do it here. So total cutting length will be plus, open the bracket. So cutting length of one bar, you multiply this by number of bar and you multiply this by number of members and then close the bracket and hit the enter button. So it is 13.14. How much we got here? Yeah, 13.140. Same thing. Okay. If you want, you can increase this, and this also you can increase. Done? Fine. That's it. Simple. Your calculation is done. Total cutting length we have found. Next, we are supposed to find the weight of the bar. So which is this? What is the diameter of my bar? It's a 10 diameter bar. Good. And what is the weight of a 10 diameter? It is 0.617. So the weight will be plus, open the bracket. Okay. Total cutting length. If I multiply this cutting length with the weight of a 10 diameter bar, that is 0.617, and then close the bracket, hit the enter button. So 8.11 kg is the total weight of my bar that is required if I want to prepare F1 footing of only one number. So 8.11 I got. Yeah, here also it is 8.107. If you want to increase this to 3 decimal point, it will be all right. Yeah, fine, not an issue. Okay, you can follow this. Great. That's it. Yeah, got it. So I hope again rest all these things nothing. So you just put a dash symbol there. So this will be dash, enter. 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 Finish. Next, come along the longer span. So in the longer span, what will happen? You have to find the number of bar, no? So number of bars you tell me. Open the bracket. Great. Okay. Round up we'll write later. Okay, not an issue. First we'll do this. Later we'll write round up. Yeah. Open the bracket. Fine. So first you have to find the. I'm finding the bar along the longer span. So I have to take a shorter span. So shorter is 1200 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side, bracket close, put the divide symbol, again bracket open. What is the spacing? Spacing is again 150. Again, see, it got disappeared. It usually happens in Excel, not an issue. You just remember this H and this is 19. So write H19. So it will by default take that. Okay, fine. Now close the bracket. Okay, next plus 1 and close the bracket and hit the enter button. So again, it's coming 8.33. The reason why it is coming 8.33 is not, we are not taken the roundup. So come here, write ROUND roundup. So initially also you can write, okay. It's not that after entering only you have to write roundup. Initially also if you do, it will come correct. Plus 1. After that, give a comma and write 0 and hit enter button. Finish. You got 9. See, here also I got 9. Got it, no? Fine. Again, coming to the total cutting length. How do you find the total cutting length? Open bracket. So this 1100 plus 200 plus 200, close the bracket. Okay. So in this, you have to do the bend deduction minus open bracket 4 times the D. So 4 multiplied by D. Diameter is 10 here, right? And close the bracket and hit the enter button. Finish. Again, it is 1460, obviously. And this will be again open bracket 1460. You divide it by 1000 and close the bracket. Finish. 1.46. Now coming to the total cutting length. This also remains same. That is cutting length of 1 bar multiply by number of bar multiply by number of members. Close the bracket. Finish. 13.140. This you can increase the number. So again, it's a 10 diameter bar, no? So come here plus open bracket. Total cutting length of 1 bar. You multiply this, total cutting length multiply by the unit weight of 10 die, which is 0.617, and close the bracket, hit the enter button. So you got 8.11. Okay. Finish. That's it. Next, what you're supposed to just you put this dash symbol. Here also, you see, it's up to you whether you want to put it or not. If you don't put also, it's okay. But when you put it, looks good. That's it. Finish. So that's it. We have finished one footing. Okay. F1 footing we have finished. So if I want to do F1 footing of 1200 by 1200 by 400, having a steel of 10 diameter at 150 along shorter and longer span, I require 8.11 kg of steel in the shorter span, and I require 8.11 kg of steel in the longer span. If you want to find the total weight, you just add 8 and 8.11 plus 8.11 will come out to be 16.22. So that is a total steel that is required in F1 footing. Now the magic of Excel is that let us consider in your drawing, instead of one number of F1 footing, I had 5 numbers. I had how much? 5 numbers. That's it. Come to the Excel sheet. Now let us say that happened. You prepared the Excel sheet and kept, but maybe after some time the structural designer or somebody changed the drawing, and he changed the drawing and he told F1 footing is not 1. We have FI F1 footing. Then what you will do? You have to come here. In that case, that is why I've written BBS revision. Maybe a revision, you'll get a separate drawing. Initially, the drawing number was, let us say, it was 06. Okay. So when they revised, when this drawing got revised, okay, let us say instead of 1 footing, you had 5 footing. Drawing got revised. So you'll come here, BBS revision, you write. That is drawing number 1. Drawing number 6, you'll write here R1. R1 means revision 1. Okay. You're getting, this is the usual term what we write in structural drawing. Drawing number is 6. For that BBS drawing also is 6 only, but this is revision 1. So R1. Okay. So now what you do, come here, write 5 here and write 5 here. Finish. That's the you see the magic also. I just gave 5 number here. The moment I gave 5 here, now automatically this also took 5 because it was interlinked here. And similarly, you see, the steel also got changed. It came out to be 40.56 and 40.56. Okay, that's it. That's the beauty of using an Excel sheet and doing your bar bending schedule. Now, if you want to find the total weight, 40 plus 40 is 80 kg of steel is required this time. Okay. Anyhow, I'll fix it back to 1 and 1. Yeah, that's how it is. So you practice up to here. I've explained you for one footing. Similarly, I'm supposed to do for F2, F3, F4, F5, all the footings I'm supposed to do. So the method remains the same. But anyhow, in the next 2-3 lectures, I'll be taking up all those things because already I've prepared the Excel sheet and kept. Okay. And here I'll explain you all these things. And so that you will have a good understanding of the bar bending schedule. Okay. Try to practice it. Just there are 1 or 2 formulas which you need to remember. That is, I always tell, if you want to find the shorter side, longer side minus 2 sides the cover. This is a formula which is very important. And cutting length also I've explained you. In the upcoming lectures, I'll explain you a few basic terms about this thing, that is a bend deduction and all. And after that, we'll do this Excel sheet with the help of this bend deduction. And also I'll teach you without the bend deduction. And also this depth, whatever I've taken, that is 200 and 200. Here we'll not put 2/3 and 2/3. That also will do, because when I'm doing, I'll teach you all the method, and then totally depends on you what you want to follow. Okay, because few people don't do 2/3 here. They directly take overall depth minus top cover and bottom cover. That will be the L. Okay, so in that case, we need to take out this 2/3. But usually, most of the construction practices what we follow, we usually take 67% of that value. So that is why I've written 2/3. If you don't want to do that, you strike out this 2/3 from there. Similarly, your answer is going to change. Okay, fine. So we'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you. Hello, civil engineers. Welcome back to the lecture. So once you're done up to here, no, next what you're supposed to do is you can try to see this already. Whatever I done, I'll delete it. Okay. If you are done also, you can delete it. Come back here and say erase border, and you can erase it in this way. Okay. Yeah, erase it, and that's it. Finish. So now what we can do, no, we can even try to decorate it a bit. Okay. So in this way, you select everything up to here and say and give a thick border here. Okay, finish. So that means this entire thing is one footing, and this serial number you can drag in this way and say merge at center and write here serial number 01. Okay, so once you're written, it will come here. Click on that, take it to the top, and if you want, you increase the font of that. I mean, make it bold and then increase the font of that. Okay, great. Other than that, everything is great. Everything looks good. Not an issue. And later, if you want, you can bifurcate all these things, but not required. This much is enough. Okay, fine. After that, one footing is done. We'll go back to the next footing. I hope up to here your concepts are clear. Now, I told you, I'll explain you a few things here. See, why this bend deduction has to be taken, right? For example, here we have done 4 times the D. That is 4 into D. 2D bend here, 2D bend deduction here. What is the reason behind that? See, usually when you bend a bar, if you're bending, this is a rebar what I have, or a steel bar. When I bend this in the 45 degree direction, what will happen? There will be an increase in the length of this. So this increase in the length, we need to deduct from the original length. So whenever you're bending your bar in a 45 degree, you need to take 1D. That means 1D you have to do the deduction. For example, let us consider, if you're not understood the concept, let us consider before the bending, this is the length of my bar. Okay. And then I have bent my bar in 45 degree. This is my 45 degree bending. Okay, fine. So let us consider the length of the bar was 1500 mm. And when I bent the bar, it came out to be 1505. Let us consider. Okay. So I'm taking a rough value. So what has happened? Actually, the length of the bar was 1500, but due to bending in the 45 degree, or let us say 1 minute, instead of 1505, no, I'll do this as I'll write this as a 8 diameter bar. Okay. Consider that it's a 8 diameter bar. The bar what I have considered is 8 mm bar. Okay, 8 mm bar. So this length, whatever happened, it increased to 1508 mm. Okay, 1508 mm. So what has happened? Actually, the length was 1500. Due to the bending, the bar has increased the length. The length of the bar has increased to 1502. But we want to deduct this extra length which has increased. This extra length we have to deduct. So that is why this formula has been crafted, which says that if you're bending your bar in 45 degree, you have to deduct 1D. So what is 1D? 1 into D is diameter of a bar. That means from the original length. Okay. From the original length, what is the original length? 1508. Due to the bending, this happened. Due to the bending, 1508 minus 1 times the d. 1 into diameter of the bar is 8 mm. Okay. So that means it comes out to be 1500 mm. You're getting my point? So that is why we were doing all this bend deduction. Okay. So in order to take care of this extra length which will increase due to the bending, we are applying this formula. Similarly, if you're bending your bar in 90 degree, so this is a 90-degree bend. Okay, you can see this is 90 degree. This is creating 90 degree. For that, you have to take 2D. For 45, it was 1D. For 90 degree, it is 2D. Okay, so that is why here you see this is 90-degree bend, isn't it? This is 190 degree. Here another 90 degree. So 290 degree has come. For 190 degree, if it is 2D, for 290 degree, 2 into 2D, that is 4D. That is why what we were taking 4 into D, where D is the diameter of the bar we used to deduct. Getting my point? Suppose when we are bending it in 135 degree. So 135 degree comes in case of lateral ties and all. When we take up the column problem, I'll explain you there. Okay. There you are supposed to make use of 3D. Okay. And this 180 degree, usually when you're putting up a U-shaped bar and all, in that case 180 degree come. But most of the cases, whenever we do bar bending schedule, we encounter with 90 degree and this 135 degree. Okay. 135 degree where it comes, especially in case of the stirrup. So if this is my stirrup, then what happens? This particular area, right? So this particular thing, we bend it in this way. This will be 135 degree. So here we need to apply this 3D bend deduction. Okay. And sometimes whenever we put the lateral ties, it will be something like this, isn't it? If you have worked on the site and all, your lateral ties will be something like this. So again, this is also 135 degree bend. In that case, again, we need to apply this 3D and 3D. Okay. In future, we'll try to see. But now your concepts are clear. Fine. Now there is one more school of thought to that. Few people don't follow this because they say that practically these things will not happen. There won't be 1 day increase in the length, and few people say that the whatever changes will happen. See, now if I tell here it is 1460. Suppose I'll copy the same thing, Control C and Control V. Okay, it won't work out. Okay, just remember it is 1460, 1460. And now if I don't do the bend deduction, so if I remove it out, okay, how much changes will happen? So it is 1500. That means hardly 40 mm has increased. So few people say that this 40 mm will not matter much, so we'll not take the bend deduction. Now few companies follow that also. They say that it's not much importance to us, and will not apply the bend deduction concept. That is also right, and there are companies nowadays who are following all these things. Okay, so that is why I always tell it all depends on the project that you're working for. Okay, there's no a fixed rule that you have to follow this only. This much is clear, but I've explained you the concept behind that. Yeah, great. So once this is done, next we'll go to the next this thing. What is that? Next footing. Okay, F1 is done. Now, when you're doing for the next footing, what you're supposed to do, you don't have to write again the same thing. Don't write again same thing. Just copy here. The same thing, you copy it in this way. You can copy up to here. Okay, copy like this. Okay, and say Control C. I've done Control C and come down. Okay, you start from here and say Control V. That's it. Finish. So this will be your footing number 2. Now this you make it as all the changes you do here. Quickly you'll get the answer. Okay, F2 footing. No, what is the size of that? F2 footing, it is 1400 by 1400 by 400. So input that. So it is 1400. So you see the changes now. Since we have interlinked everything, no, quickly you'll get the answer now. 1400 by 1400 by 400. You make this, the moment I make 1400 and 1400, no, this everything will change. This also will change, and here also it will change. Okay. Now see the magic there. 1400 done. This go okay. This is 1400 done. This got changed. This is also 1400. This also got changed. Got it? Similarly, you see the answer also changed. Everything changed. Okay. Now everything again, you don't have to do any changes here because depth is 400. No, so that is why depth is 400. Fine. Now come to the diameter. Your shorter span, that is B1 is shorter. It is a 10 diameter at 150. This is also longer, is 10 diameter by 150. So here by default 10 and 10 I have written. 150 and 150 I have written. Finish. Your answer is ready. Only the thing is here what will happen. No? Since this input we have done manually, here this answer won't come because it will take the next value. You just come here and change the value. That's it. That means what you're supposed to do, no? You delete this part. Okay, wait, I'll tell you what has to be done. See, here what will happen, N24. So this is N and 24 is this one. So it will take some this value 24, which that is why you are getting 0 answer. So you come here, you delete this part. Okay, and it's a 10 diameter bar, no? Come here. So where is your 10 diameter? 0.617. Enter. Wait, come here. Okay. Multiply this by L30 is this one. That is total cutting length. We'll multiply the total cutting length with the unit weight of a 10 diameter bar and hit the enter button. Finish. You got 10.25 kg. Similarly, here also same thing. You delete this part. Okay, that means 16.600. Here also you'll get same answer, but still we'll interlink it and close the bracket, hit the enter button, finish. So it is 10.25 kg. Got it? That's it. Your second footing is also ready. If you don't believe this, if you want, I'll do manual calculation for this quickly. Okay, you can do it because since we are in the initial phase, we'll try to manually verify sometimes. Okay, very simple. No, 1400 we know along the shorter span. If it is 1400, this will be 1400 minus 50, which is 1300, and this is 200 we know because 400 minus 50 will be 300, and for the 300 if I do 2/3 of the 300, 3 ones are 100, 100 into 2 is 200, exactly 200, 200. So that means this is correct. Now come to the total cutting length. So total cutting length will be 1300 plus 200 plus 200. So 1300, 200 is 1500, 1500 plus 200 is 1700. So 1700 is a total cutting length. But here we need to do the bend deduction, which is 4 times the D. 4 into 10 we are supposed to do. So that will be 1700 minus 4 into 10 is 40. So that comes out to be 1660 mm, right? Manually also we got, in the Excel sheet also we got. Now if I divide this by 1000, I'll get it in meter. That is why 1660 divided by 1000 will give me 1.660 meter. And now in coming to the number of bar. So how do you find the number of bar? So number of bar will be the total cutting length of one bar. You multiply this by number of bar, that is 10, and this you multiply by number of footing. So that means 1.660, 1.660. If I multiply this by 10 and multiply this 1, obviously it is 16.60 meter. Got it? Same thing here also it follows. That's it. Now unit weight will be 16.60 if I do, and if I multiply this by the weight of the 10 diameter bar, so it is 0.62, right? So if you want, you do it manually. So it is 0.62 or 0.617. Okay, you do it manually, you'll get 10.25. That's it, simple. Now coming to the number of bar, obviously number of bar is very simple. We'll do the number of bar also. We got 10 there, but I'll show you manually how it has to be done. Okay, yeah. Now coming to the number of bar. So how do you find the number of bar? We got 10 here. So I'm finding the shorter span bar, no? If I'm finding the shorter span bar, I need to take the longer span, which is 1400. So wait. So I'll do it. So 1400 minus 50 on the left side, minus 50 on the right side. This will be divided by the spacing of shorter span, which is 150, and plus 1. So do it. It is 1300. We'll divide it by 150. So if you have a calculator, do it. So let me do it here. Okay, I'll do it here only. Okay, plus how much it is? 1300 divided by 150. So I'm getting 8.667, which I can consider it to be 9 because it is greater than 0.5. So 8.667, I can consider it to be 9. Okay, or even I can write here comma 0. If I write comma 0, I think it should take 9, or I should round it up. Yeah, let me round it up. So ROUND, round up, and yeah, so round up. Wait. ROUND, round up, and this one. Okay, finish. Exactly. So it's coming 9. So 9 is actually number of bar. It's actually a spacing. So plus 1 we are supposed to do, no? Because you see the formula, plus 1 I have done. Okay, 9 plus 1 is 10. That is why I got 10 here. Getting my point? Very simple. So in this way, I verified everything manually. And same thing you can see in the Excel sheet. Okay. And from here onwards, I'll not teach you anything manually because anyhow for 2 problems, I've done it manually. Okay, fine. So 2 is done. Great. Next, what you're supposed to do? Very simple. Next, we are supposed to do for F3 footing. Then we have for F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, and F9. So you can do it on your own, no? Nothing. Whatever you have done, again copy. You can either copy from here or you can either copy from here. No issue. I'll copy from the first footing only. Copy this, select up to here. Okay. Say Control C. Come here and paste. Say this is the third footing. Everything is ready. come and make this as number 3. Okay, then come back to the drawing again, see your F3 footing. So it is 1850 by 1850 by 500. So come here and write here, it is 1850. Okay, and this is also 1850, and this is 500. Okay, great, finish. So this is again 1850. This you have to change. So why did I did do a Excel sheet something like this is for the very same reason. Automatically everything will get updated. If we are not interlinked in this way, no, then we should have come and change every time here. Now since we have interlinked, it is easy for me now. So 1850 again, done. This also got changed, and this will be 500, right? Done. Everything. See, this time this also got changed to 66.67. Now it is not coming in this way, so I need to round up. Okay, say round up, ROUND, round up, because I don't want anything in the decimal point. That is why. Okay, round up, comma, 0, and close the bracket. And I think one bracket I need to open here. Enter. Okay. Okay, let me do that. See, how many open brackets are there? One open bracket, two open brackets. So two closing bracket will come. So number of open bracket should be equal to number of closing bracket. Okay, so one open bracket I've done here, and I'll say comma, and I'll say 0 here, and I'll close the bracket. Okay, it's not coming. Now it's okay. Now it's correct. See, it's coming to 67. No, earlier it was coming to 66 point something. So now it is 267. It is okay. Okay, fine. Getting my point? What I did round up here. So when you do round up and put a comma and say 0, it will take the next higher value. Got it? Yeah, because practically 266.67 is not possible on the side. Okay, fine. So that's it. So once you do this, you got the answer. We'll see what answer I got here earlier case. Yeah, see here also I got 266 point. How many bars I got? How many footings are? Yeah. Well, see, we did few mistakes. What are the mistakes? Not mistake. Go back, see the number of footings. Okay, earlier it was 1. No, I think this should be 1 only. F1 it was 1. F2 footing 3 numbers was there. So come to the Excel sheet. Here you have to input 3. Okay, and here you have to input 3. It will come. Now you verify your answers. See, it is 3. No, 3 and 3. What is the answer you got? 27.657. And see how much we got. Okay, we'll see. We'll verify this. Okay, yeah. So 161.660 is coming. This is correct. This 44, it is 44 point. Okay, 3 and 3. No, so 10, 3 and 3. So it is coming. Okay, 3 into 10 into this. This should be correct. And I think 3 into, yeah, this number of bar is 9 here. No, and here we got 10. Here we got plus 1 and 0. This is 10. Okay, no problem. Then not an issue. Okay, because anyhow the answer remains the same. Think round up 1300 minus divide by spacing, that is 150 plus 1 and 0 we have done. Here also it is same thing. Yeah, so this number of bars, it is coming. Okay, where is the number of bar? Yeah, number of bar, it is 9. It is coming 10 here. No, here it is 9. Why it's so? Because round up. Okay, uh okay, it is okay. See here one mistake has happened. No, why? Because it should have been 1400. By mistake I have written 1000, because if it is 1400 then it is correct, and hit the, now it's correct. See, this should be 1000. Okay, sometimes that error happens in Excel sheets and all. Not an issue. Don't concentrate on the error. It's okay. 10 and 10. Now you see 49.800, 30.727. Yeah, 13 point. Okay, see again, one thing, you should be in a position to identify the error. Error will be done by everyone. But if you are able to understand the error, that means you know the concept. Okay, that's it. Very simple. Because tomorrow it's not that every time when you work in the companies you will be doing all these things. You may have a junior who will be doing, and later he'll bring it and you need to verify. In that case you should be knowing where that guy might have made a mistake and all. That is why both things are important. Okay. Yeah, I think both the values we have matched 30.7. Now come to the footing number 3. So in the footing number, that is this you have to change F2 and this will be F3. Okay. This is F3. F3. So go back to the drawing again. So F3 footing, how many are there? 4 numbers are there. So quickly input 4 here and input 4. That by default it will take. Next, what is the size of F3 footing? 1850, 1850, 500. So it is correct. 1850, 18500. Okay, good. So what is the answer you got? Cutting length. Just verify the cutting length. Yeah. So here 4, 10, 100. Okay. Spacing also you need to check now. See. Now come here. See, always whenever you do, come here, F3 footing, numbers you have to check. Size. Now you see the diameter. 10 diameter, 10 diameter, but spacing is 100 and 100. Okay, so what you do now? Diameter is 10 and 10. This spacing should be 100. Make it 100. This also you make it 100. Done? Yeah. Now verify your answers. Okay, fine. So third footing, how much they have got? 4, 10, 100. So it's a 12. How much we have put? 10 diameter. What is the diameter of a bar for F3 footing? It is 10 diameter and 10 diameter. Okay, so it is 10 and 10. We have put 10 diameter, 10 diameter. And the number of bars, how much they got? Okay, they got 12 here. Hmm? Okay, okay. So there is one mistake here, no? See, everywhere it is taken. Again, this should be 1850. 1850. Now it will come correct. Now it's correct. See, again, this is 1850. Got it? Then 1919 I got. This is okay. See, sometimes when you do an Excel sheet, no, it will come something like this. See, it's coming like this. The reason is that it is not having enough space. In that case, you just drag it in this way. Your answers will be visible. Okay, fine. So 1919 we got. Here also I got 1919, 2244, 2243. So 170, 170. Here also it is 170.54, 170. Got it, no? Everything is correct. Now coming to the this thing, that is a weight. So how do you find weight? Here it will be by default 0. It's a 10 diameter bar. So what you're supposed to do, come here. So what you do, 170.544, you multiply this by unit weight of 10. So it is 0.617 and close the bracket, hit the enter button. So what is the weight I got? 105.27. How much we got here? For third footing, yeah, 105.1. See this, after decimal point, that difference will come, not an issue. Okay. If I increase the decimal, it will be all right, I feel. Okay. Similarly, here also it is same thing. Okay. Multiply by where it is 0.617. Close the bracket. Hit the enter button. Done. Got it, no? 105.274, 105.274. Earlier, I already had done it. So here also 105 and 105. Okay, great. That's it. So in this way, I've explained you for footing number 1, 2, and 3. But luckily, you people have F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, and F9. Don't do F6 footing because F6, they have written C plan because it is a combined footing. I'll teach you later because in combined footing, you'll be having a bottom reinforcement. Then you get a top reinforcement, which I'll explain you later. But you finish F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F7, 8, and 9. Okay, you finish everything. Now for F9 footing, I'll explain here because rest all, it's very simple because the size is 1300 by 1300, 1550 by 1550, no? Fine. But whereas F9 footing, no, it is 1100. Actually, it is 1750 by 1100. Okay. Length 1750 by 1100. So I'll write it 1100. Okay. Great. So for this, I'll teach you now. I can go back to the Excel sheet. Here already I've done it. Okay. Here already I've done it. So I think there are a few mistakes in this Excel sheet. No. The reason is that here everywhere it is 1200 I've taken. So this should be changed. Because since I copied, no, that is why that error is coming. 2000. Done. Now it is correct. Similarly, here also that error is coming. So 2250. 2250. Here also it is 2250. So if you understand concept once, it's very easy. Okay. So it is 1300. Rest all things are correct. Only, yeah, it's 1300. Okay. This is also 1300. Fine. This is 1550. 1550. And this also it is 1550. Yeah. Okay. Done. Next. This is last one, 1700. This will do. So always remember number of bar. If it is shorter span, you have to take longer one. So it should be 1750. And okay, it is correct. And if it is for longer span, you have to take shorter span. Shorter span is 1150. I'll explain you for this. Okay, done. Fine. Now we'll come to the last footing, that is F8 footing. Okay. So I'll teach you here only and we'll verify the answer. Yeah, last footing, what we'll do, we'll copy from here only. Same thing you copy. Okay. Up to here, say Control C, bring it here and write Control V. So this will be the last footing. What is the serial number of that? 8 numbers. I'll write 8 here. Okay. Fine. And what is the name of the footing? The footing name is F8 now. F8. Okay. And it is actually 1750. 1750 by 1100, isn't it? 1100. So we'll verify that. Yeah, it is 1750. How much it is? 1750, yeah. By 1100, and depth is also 405. So this length you input 1750. This you input 1100. Okay, this is 400. Fine. So now we'll start with this. So F1 bar. Now this is not F1. You should write here. Okay, F8. See, there are few changes which you need to do when you copy. So it is because we are doing F8 footing. So it should be F8 footing. Okay, great. Similarly, I think here also I didn't change all these things. Here also, see, when I did F2 and all, no, it is Fn only. Make changes here. You can do it later also. Okay, first you concentrate on the procedure. So once you know how to do, later this can be changed. But when somebody comes and sees your Excel sheet, it should be correct, because your Excel sheet may go for checking also. Sometimes the client may ask, show me the way you're done. So in that case, make it correct and give it. Okay, fine. Fine. Now, last one thing we need to check, size I have put. Come to this part. That is, yeah, how many footings are there? So F9. Okay. This F, it's not F8, it's F9. Okay, no problem. Because one footing I have not done. I'll write F9 only. No issues. Write this as F9 only. Okay, no confusion. So make this as F9. F9 and make this as F9. Okay, F9. Okay, good. So how many footings are there? Only one footing is there. And come to the diameter. So it's a 10 diameter at 150, 10 diameter at 150. So just input that. So 10 and 10 is there. You make this as 140 and make this as 140. Okay, good. This is 10 diameter, 140. Now we'll go with this thing, that is number of bar. So we are finding along the shorter span. Whenever you are finding the shorter span, you have to take the longer span. So that is why I've done round up. Your longer span is 1750 now. Okay, we'll write that. Will be 1750 minus the cover on both the side. Fairness 50 divided by spacing. Spacing is 140 plus 1 and will comma and 0. So it is 13 number of bar is required. Okay, fine. Now come to this thing. What is that? Cutting length. See, again, one problem is coming. What is that? Every time I'm dragging down, I don't know what is 173, 1360 and all. Why? Because I haven't freeze this portion. So what you do, select here, go to view, and then you go to the freeze pen and write freeze pens. Finish. Now you see, I've freezed, no? Now it's visible. Now you know what is, okay, what happened. Okay, okay. Wait, one mistake we did. What is that? I should select this and go for freeze pens and unfreeze, and now select here freeze pens and freeze. Yeah, now it is correct. See, now it is freeze. No, now you know what is 1360. You don't have to go top every time. Yeah, okay, fine. 140, 140. Yeah. So cutting length, this is cutting length. Cutting length will be how much? Very simple. 1000 plus 200 plus 200. Okay. Now, how did you get this 200? You know, 400 minus 50 we did. And whatever answer we got, we did 2/3 of that. So that is why 200 is coming. Okay, great. So cutting length we understood, 200 plus 1000 plus 200. And now bend deduction also I have done. Minus 4 times the D. That is 2D, 2D, 4D. That is 4 into 10 I have done because it's a 10 diameter bar. Okay, that's it. So I'm getting 1360 The cutting length in meter will be 1360 divided by 1000, which is 1.360. Now come to the total cutting length. So total cutting length will be how much? Total cutting length will be cutting length of one bar 1.360 multiply by number of bars and multiply by number of members, right? That is 1.360 into 13 into 1. If you do it manually also, you should get this answer. If you want, I'll do it manually. Right, I'll do it here. Okay, so 1.360 multiply this by how much? Multiply this by 13 and multiply this by 1 and multiply this by 1 and close the bracket. You should get the same answer. That's it, 17.680. I got 17.680. Okay, fine. Now coming to the weight of the bar. So a weight of the bar, how you find? Total cutting length, that is 17.680 multiply by unit weight of 10 diameter bar. So here 10 diameter bar we are used, so it is 0.617. If you want, you can do it here also. Okay, I'll do it here. 17.68 is the total cutting length, multiply by 0.617, enter. So it is how much? 10.91. I'll do it here also. Multiply by 0.617, close the bracket, enter. That's it. 10.91, 10.91. Got it? Finish. Similarly, come along the longer span. Again, this remains same. Diameter was 10, spacing also 140. Coming to the number of bar. So number of bar, round up, open the bracket. You are finding the along the longer span. So you have to take the shorter span length. So the shorter span length is 1100. So click on 1100. And then minus 50, minus 50, both sides the cover will be gone. Divide by spacing is actually 150 plus 1 and dash 0. If you do hit the enter button, you'll get number of bar is 9. Now come to the cutting length. So cutting length will be again 1650 plus 200 plus 200 minus the bend deduction I have done. Okay, if you do, you should get 2010. So this cutting length in meter will be 2.01, because if you divide this by 1000, you get this. So total cutting length will be very simple. 2.01 multiply by 9 multiply, because 2.01 multiply by 9 somewhere close to 18, because 9 to the 18. So it is 18.090. So you get an idea, rough idea. Coming to this one, this part, we'll just multiply this by unit weight of 10 diameter bar and close the bracket and hit the enter button. Done. So it is 11.71 kg. That's it. So if you want, I'll verify the answer here. Okay, here somewhere we might have made mistake. I mean, not mistake, we'll verify that. Okay, yeah, the longer span. Here there is one mistake, no? This mistake you see, which is that this is longer span. Okay, wait. This is because this is along shorter span, then this value should change, isn't it? Because if it is along shorter span, you have to take shorter bar only. Small mistake we have done here. This should be all right, and here it should be this portion. Done. Now I think it should match. Yeah. Okay. So 1050. Okay, this is why it is 1000 here. Okay, I've taken 1150 here. It should be 1100. What is there in the Excel sheet? 1100, right? Yeah, it is 1100 here. Okay, fine. Now it is correct. So you see, you verify the answer 10.91. Yeah, so 10.91 we are getting, and here we got 11.17. Here also it is 11.610. Got it, no? So 13 and 9. Here also we got 13 and 9. So 13, 17.68, 18.0. So again 17.68 and 80. Exactly correct. You're getting my point, no? So in this way we verify this already. I had done and kept. Okay, but here I have done in front of you. Not an issue. But anyhow, you should know the procedure to do. Slight error here and there, it's okay, and that is obvious because we are doing quantity estimation. Slight error if you go here and there, not an issue. You don't have to be exactly, perfect, because again, this is again an estimation. When you do practically on the site, we take a measurement there also. Once again, we ask the site engineer whether you people followed exactly 200 there or not. Okay, now there is every chance you may have a lot of doubts now. So what will happen? See, here we have done 200, but in site, if they don't do all these things, what is going to happen? Okay, so for that, in the next lecture, I'll explain you what all things, how you need to take care of all these things. Up to here, prepare your Excel sheet. That is next about the combined footing. I'll explain you in the next lecture. This is for the combined footing. C plan is there, no F6. This combined footing I'll explain you in the next lecture. Up to here, whatever combined footing or whatever isolated footing I've done, everything you prepare on your own and prepare your Excel sheets. Okay, follow the same method. Rest all things are very simple. If you have any doubt, you can always get back to me on this number. Okay, so if you put +1, it's a Indian code. Okay, plus. Okay, this is my WhatsApp number. You can do, else you can mail me on AKSHAYKTS. So in case if you are not able to follow anything, or in case if you find some difficulties, you can always mail me here or WhatsApp me here. So I'll solve your doubts over there. Okay, yeah. So prepare your Excel sheets up to here. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.